touchdown. She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop playing! Stop playing!
He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
Championship crowns, 3 for Pete Hayes joining me just to the right, and Pete, we've got ourselves a great one. Boys are starting off. Champlin Park comes into this matchup with a losses have come to 2 pretty good teams, Andover and New Maple Grove. Meanwhile, we're playing Anoka, a mark of 6-5. They've had some tough losses. A recent 9-1 win over Elk River, but a tough loss in the last second to Blaine.
Yeah, Anoka, I've had a chance to watch them a few times this year, and they're a skilled team. They play really hard. They're against Champlin, and they really got to try to shut down Sylvester Doy, because he has 21 goals on the season so far with 4 games remaining until playoffs. That's an astronomical number. So obviously I'm really excited to watch him play today, but we're in for a good game. Number 3 team in the conference against the number 6 team in the conference. Should be a good one.
And they're all kind of vying for that Section C. It'll be a Section 5 for Champlin Park. It looks to be perhaps Champlin Park can be the number 1 spot. And meanwhile, for Anoka, they'll be looking for a good positioning here in Section 7 as we are just moments away from starting this match. You mentioned that there's some key players here moving right to left. It's going to be Anoka. And they'll be in the white. Champlin Park starts it and heads into their backers on the back line there. Defenders now, some great athleticism. Collision right there and some problems. Kick here after the whistle on Anoka. The wind is at the back for the Rebels. And we'll get a kick from about 35, launches it well to the top of the box, the goal box, and then redirected out ahead. Just on the play. And is a kick here for the Anoka.
Yeah, nice goal kick, or a nice free kick right there by Champlin Park, and one of their players was unmarked in the box by Anoka, and they almost got an early one here to get this game started.
In goal for Anoka will be Noah Youngquist. Youngquist comes in, logging 10 games played, over 700 minutes, and a goals against of 1.92. Meanwhile, in goal for the Rebels, the keeper will be Evan Martin, the junior. He has just given up 5 goals total on the season. Here's a through ball near the 18, gathered in and controlled there by Youngquist. And as they were for the race for the ball and trying to get a quick goal up top on the through ball pass.
Yeah, Joe, I think it's really important for Anoka to stay close here early. They do not want to give up an early goal to Champlin Park, a team that scores a lot of goals. So it's very important for Anoka to play solid here in the first 15-20 minutes.
The wind we have is somewhat pretty strong, actually. It's at the back of the Rebels. Do you coach differently with that wind?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I was always a coach that wanted that wind to start. I want to get our team up on top. On your through balls, you got to make sure they're more towards the corner, because balls are going to go a little bit further than they usually do, and a goaltender can come out and get them. So if you're going to play that through ball, you got to play it down toward the sidelines.
Throw in there. What kind of formations are we looking at here from both of these squads?
Well, I know Anoka's running a 4-4-2, and it looks like Champlin is too, and then they'll push up that offside winger to almost make it look like 3 forwards, but they've got 2 very dangerous kids up front, and then they'll push that 3rd one up top, where Anoka stays a little bit more with just the 2 forwards.
Anoka trying to get something going here, unable to connect with that second pass just outside the 18. And now it rolls length of the field, and a throw-in is awarded. It's going to be awarded to Anoka. I still remember one of the players on your team, Pete, the last state championship you had. I can't think of his name now, but man, could he throw the ball in from the side? I mean, it's just like kicking it.
Yeah, that was Donnie Guimo.
That's what.
Yeah, and he was a varsity guy for 3 years, so he could throw that thing right into the box area. So it was dangerous. It was almost like a corner kick, probably better because we knew where the ball was going.
Yeah, very much. And that's what you'll see here tonight, too, as I had a chance to speak with both coaches extensively before the game. Again, Clint Zoll, the head coach for the Anoka squad, he says, hey, we get a lot of our goals from set pieces and those set plays and put a lot of time and dedication in that. I know that's something you did, Pete, as well when you were coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big part of the game, especially if two teams are even. Those are the kind of things that end up winning games for you.
So one hop, and that's the one thing with that wind at your back. That ball will carry, and it may throw your defenders really stymie them in terms of trying to judge depth perception and everything else with that movement on that ball. We mentioned it also, the head coach for the Champlin Park Rebels is Brady Hicks. And Brady had spent some extensive time also coaching the college teams at Anoka Ramsey, both the boys and the girls, and competed in a lot of national championships there. He's in his second year here. I believe it's his second year here. But he's enjoying it, loves the players, and just said, hey, the defense that they have this year, probably better than last year and others that he's had a chance to experience. He says, I love the strength defensively. We're better than ever, and we've got some good team speed. Here's a set piece now for the first corner of the game for Anoka.
Yeah, you want a little better ball than the one that was just delivered there by Danny Botko. He's a junior captain for Anoka. And I'll tell you what, you talk about defense, giving up 5 goals, at this point of the season is tremendous.
Hustling there, you get a look at Doe. Doe again with the 21 goals. Coach Hicks convinced he's going to probably be one of the top players, if not the top player in the state of Minnesota. And he had a player also he said would have rivaled with Doe as well, but he is with the Minnesota United. Left after his junior year, and Leo Connolly is his name.
Yeah, if he would be on this team, they would be extremely dangerous. They'd be definitely one of the top couple teams in the state of Minnesota, and they're not that far off right now.
Anoka whistled, and this will be a free kick. Fort Champlin doing the honors. There's going to be Chase Poston.
Anoka's got to do a better job this time in making sure that everybody's marked up on this free kick.
Poston unleashes it, a good header, but just off the mark. A quality square up on that header that time, but unable to convert as it just went wide.
Well, once again, Anoka not marking up, and a man came free. You got to get in front of that guy, and you cannot let him get ahead on it. And both free kicks by Champlin have been good scoring opportunities. So Anoka has to do a better job of that.
That might have been Brian Avery with that header attempt. As you see a chance here again. Keep an eye on that 21. 21 goals this season. Now maneuvering. Avery tries to center in front. A crossing attempt just at the top of the box. And guided just wide here. You see Champlin Park getting themselves reset, refueling for another attack. Try to get around the defense there, and that possession is going to be a throw-in in favor of going to Anoka.
Yeah, nice defensive play by Landon Haben there inside the box. Another good scoring opportunity for Champlin Park.
Working it around, you're seeing just kind of a change, in terms of age and experience. I know that Anoka has 4 freshmen on their squad.
Yeah, they're young. They have a junior center midfielder and a junior defender. But other than that, they have a lot of seniors on this team that have played a lot of soccer games for Anoka.
Sounds like Tristan McGowan for Anoka. Number 12 has been a pleasant surprise as a freshman. He's got 3 goals, 2 assists this season.
Well, if you watch him, he can really run. The other kid that I really like is Hernandez, Caden Hernandez, number 8. He's just a sophomore sweeper for Anoka. He's an excellent player, and Coach Sewell has to be pretty happy having him for the next couple of years.
Mentioned Clint Sewell in his 5th season for Anoka this season with a mark of 6-5, and their last outing was a 9-1 win versus Elk River. That was on Saturday. Chance now. Here's a run. Trying to maneuver through. We got a whistle. That will go to against Caleb Ibada, a sophomore that Brady Hicks is very high on. Ibada last year played all the games as a freshman, and he said he's done nothing but improve immensely this year defensively.
Yeah, you're playing every game as a freshman, and you're in this conference, you're a pretty good player. Kind of an unnecessary foul right there they took, and gives Anoka another opportunity on a free kick.
Yeah, this is a good look here. Their second opportunity here for a good set piece.
You know, I think it's a little too far out, though, Joe, for a shot, so you got to look for some kind of chip here.
Sending it from there. Save is made. I believe that shot was taken. Might have been by Hernandez, perhaps.
I think it was Danny Botko there, number 11, the center midfielder for Anoka. But Anoka has to make sure that those forwards get outside here and cover the throw out. Champlin likes to throw it out to its outside defenders. That's a good cross ball right there.
On a transition here and a takeaway by Anoka, then disrupted by number 14, Poston. It'll be a throw-in for Anoka, no score. Opening minutes, 30 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in this opening half on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. A bit of a brisk wind, moving left to right. And Champlin Park just yet has not been able to take advantage of it. Good maneuver over in the corner now. Rolls it up to the 18, and the Rebels are in position to take possession and move it upfield.
Yeah, they're not afraid to go backwards, Joe, and move the ball around on the back end. So when a team can do that and they have confidence in it, it's just a plus for your team.
Long through ball, trying to connect. Good sprint coming on down. That time is Avery to connect. Avery tries to get around. It'll be a corner. Corner kick opportunity here for the Rebels. They're first.
Well, another good opportunity here on a set piece for Champlin Park. See if Anoka can do a little better job defending on this.
Trying to get a look at the number taking that corner. For the Rebels here, a left foot kick. Lofts is high. Just beyond the box. We're looking for somebody on that back door. Doe is being bracketed defensively and sent out of play. It'll be a throw-in here for the Rebels. The Rebels come in with a record of 7-2. They have outscored their opponents 34-7, and as I mentioned, their 2 losses have come to Maple Grove. That was a 3-2 loss, a very tough physical game, according to Coach Hicks. And meanwhile, they lost by score 2-1 to Andover. Running down the line here, a chance to cross in front. Couldn't quite get a solid foot on that. The Rebels, as they try to get it close to the 18, jumping and getting in front of that ball is Kalal. Kalal has a sister playing for Champlin Park. And here she's became the all-time leading scorer this year for the girls, Champlin Park girls team. So
yeah, it'll be fun watching them in the next game against Anoka. I haven't seen the Anoka girls play or Champlin Park, so I'm excited to see what both of those teams have. Champlin Park been pretty successful lately.
Avery trying to move in defensively, guided beyond the play, stepping up and making that play. Might have been perhaps Rachel. Throw back in, up to the top. Unable to settle the ball. Moving it up now is Clocker. Anoka has an assortment of players who can score, and Clocker's one of those. He's got a couple of goals and an assist. Prince Abbey, number 6, 3 goals, and meanwhile, Caden Blanchard, number 18, leads the team with 5 goals. seeing any adjustments or any changes just yet, Pete, from either squad?
No, I don't think so, Joe. They're kind of trying to feel each other out here, and I think Champlin Park's doing a little bit better job in possessing because they're not afraid to use that back four, where Anoka tries to get the ball up to their forwards a little bit quicker. Not saying that's a bad strategy. They're more of a counter-attack team, and Champlin Park's more of a possess team.
Through ball far side now for the Rebels. They're at the 18, trying to manipulate around the defense. Nice quick turn, left foot kick here, trying to feed a teammate who is at the top of the goal box, unable to convert. Throw in will go the way of Anoka.
The thing Anoka's doing really well in that box area is they're just jockeying instead of shooting in. If you shoot in on a couple of these Champlin guys, they're going to go right around you. So Anoka doing a good job in just jockeying down there and not letting the defender or the offensive player get by him.
Wilenski getting ready to throw in. Connor Wilenski, 2 goals, 4 assists. He had 3 assists in their win against Elk River. That was a 9-1 win for Anoka. Anoka, meanwhile, has outscored their opponents 29-22. They have a stingy goals against average of 1.98. Earning most of the time in net will be Noah Youngquist. Talking to Clint Sewell before the game, he had mentioned Elliot Zimfer also has some extensive experience as a keeper as well.
Here comes that counter attack for Anoka. Danny Botko getting the ball upfield quickly.
Botko certainly someone to keep an eye on here as they try to matriculate their way around the Rebels defensively. Rebels disrupt the flow there, and it'll be a throw-in. And it'll be a throw-in once again for Wilenski. Good hop, good play, almost. A good scoring opportunity, but catching it on that first hop. And a look there from Evan Martin.
I think the most impressive thing so far here, Joe, is the leading scorer for Champlin Park hasn't seen the ball a whole lot, you know, so they're doing a pretty good job. But I'll tell you what, you give a kid like that a crack, obviously he knows how to put it away, so they got to keep doing that. And we're still have more than half of this first half to go, so.
Win by Wilenski, you just had a chance to see that replay, almost able to cash it in was Anoka, but I mentioned Evan Martin's there to grab it off the second hop. Some quick substitutions for both teams, getting players in and out. How important do you like to get the players acclimated into the game, or in ones and twos type of strategy? Is that what you find?
Yeah, you know, I always had everybody knew what their role was. You know, those second outside, I'd always throw 2 extra outside midfielders in about 15 minutes into the game, because that position you really have to work. At least you did when you played for me. You were up and down the field, so I'd look for a center midfielder about that same time. And so everybody kind of knew what they were doing, but you want to get them in the game, and you want to. The most important thing, Joe, is keeping your players fresh. If you start to see them, you know, lag a little bit, you switch it up. It's right now Anoka switched up at forward position here, so it's about that time of game. And you know, Clint was with me for a long time, so I think he's using kind of some of the same stuff. I wouldn't use it all, though. He's a little calmer than I was.
Drew Kalal that time disrupted progress up the field, and he'll take this throw in now for the Rebels. You're seeing number 17 getting ready to check in, Hunter Saunders, for Anoka. That next whistle. Rotating field possession here is the Rebels, as now they work it back. As you mentioned, you can see they don't hesitate to get the back four involved at any time.
No, and they switch the ball so well. That's what's impressed me so far. They'll go from one side of the field to the other side, and when you do that, that really opens up the field.
Passes. You don't see them a lot of the time with extensive time with that ball on their foot. A lot of quick moves. There's some separation here and an opportunity. Whistle, and we're going to get Violation here on the Rebels, so it'll be Anoka with the free kick.
Well, that was dangerous right there, but I think the Champlin Park player hooked the Anoka defender just a little bit. Otherwise, that was a good scoring opportunity for the Rebels.
Low kick up near midfield. A couple of players there challenging it, jumping. That opportunity was Khalil, but he couldn't settle that ball enough to move it down the field.
So, Joe, when I first started coaching, there was no Champlin Park High School, so I had all these Champlin Park kids. I had the Andover kids. Obviously, there wasn't as many back then, but yeah, there was a lot of kids who went to Anoka High School.
That's right. It is, though, kicking it back, using the keeper as well. Challenge. He's not afraid to navigate by an offensive player there, send it down the field. When Champlin Park does move, you can see it's almost a one-touch pass pattern as they quickly accelerate out from their end. That time that ball got a little far away from the Rebels player, and meanwhile another whistle here on the Rebels. This will be a free kick for Anoka. Anoka comes into the mark of 6-5. Scored 29 goals and surrendered 22. Champlin Park a bit more stingy defensively. They surrendered just 7. Evan Martin, who's in goal, has given up just 5. He's also, according to Coach Hicks, had 2 outstanding penalty kick saves. Nice kick there on and near the box, and finally collected there at the 6. And the goal box for the Rebels. Roll it down and then outlet it.
Prince Abbey tried to do a little bicycle kick there. That would have been a nice goal. You know, one of the other things, Joe, is Hunter Saunders is back for Anoka. He's one of their senior leaders, and he's been out since the first game with a bad ankle, center midfielder, so that should help them a little bit in the depth department. He's a very physical player, too, so it should help Anoka in the middle of the field winning some 50-50 balls.
Abbey approached that ball, looked like he was going to try challenge. Pace of play starting to pick up. You see some really explosive cuts and moves. And just some great burst speed out on the field here this afternoon. Here at Champlin Park High School, thanks for joining us on this matinee, high school soccer matinee match. Boys first, and then it'll be the girls at 7 p.m.
Well, you know, it's a faster game now, Joe, because of the turf. I mean, there's turf all over this conference right now where there never used to be, and everybody's practicing on turf. They have a practice field, and their stadium's turf. So the game, you know, you don't get those bad hops like you did in the old fields.
There were no bad hops in Anoka.
No.
That turf was a little bit written down. It was a crossing attempt through the box and awarded to the Rebels. Khalil getting ready for the throw-in. We've got a substitution. Jumping in here will be Matthew Blodgett.
Well, I think all of the water from Anoka when it rained went right down into that bowl. It was a mess. You play a football game there on Friday. Come Tuesday's game, it wasn't the best.
Trying to pitch it higher. Now a shot, hits traffic in front. That kick from just outside the 18. This one's lifted high and to the bench. The Rebels will throw in for Khalil once more. Throw it down the line. Khalil. First looking here, still with it. Controlling it. Kicks it up ahead there to post it. And the ever dangerous Doe. Doe looking to unleash a shot. No, according to Coach Hicks, he's got a pretty explosive left foot kick. On the transition back, here comes Anoka making a run. Trying to get some spacing. Turning. Trying to work their way through a little bit more here. That was Fosling.
Fosling, one of the freshmen on Anoka's team. Not the biggest kid out there, but it's pretty tenacious, that's for sure.
Alquist looked like he wanted to step into that shot, but his teammate jumped in front. Now Alquist gets it back again. Tries to settle the ball, and Khalil comes up to deflect. And now defensively, it's controlled there by the Rebels. And that was Ibarra.
Yeah, Champlin Park gets control. They get it back to their defense, and they try to set up that offense. Like I said earlier, what they like to do is switch the field as quickly as they can and look for that open space.
Khalil, a lot of things run through him. He's certainly had numerous touches already here at the first half. We have 16 and a half minutes remaining here in the first. No score between the Rebels. 7-2 and Anoka. Attempt here to get it on the foot of Doe, just missed. And so far, not a lot of scoring opportunities for Doe. They've had him pretty well capped and bracketed defensively.
Well, they're paying a lot of attention to him right now, and they're doing a good job as they're fronting him and they're backing him with their two center backs. You know, the sophomore Hernandez and the senior three-year starter in Justice Alquist, who's a good player.
A no-look through, quick twitch type of pass there. And race ensues. It hits the flag, and what's that call going to be? Is that a corner?
Well, that'll be a corner if it hits the flag. Well, it depends where they put the flag, I guess.
They hit it pretty square, so another corner. This is going to be the second corner kick of the first half for Anoka, who's heading over there to take this. They have several players also checking in. For Anoka, number 12, number 18, that's Blanchard. 18 is Blanchard.
Yeah, a lot of
12 McGowan.
A lot of new players coming in here for Anoka. Another good opportunity on a corner kick. They've had a couple of them today.
Keeps it low on that one. Just got inside the box, and the Rebels steered it way beyond the 18, near the 40.
Man, I hated that, Joe. If you don't get a good corner kick out, and they kind of missed that one. You know, you just don't get that many opportunities like that.
See here if Doe can convert, trying to get some spacing. He's going to get it. A left foot kick and a stretch save there made by Youngquist and goal. The keeper.
Nice save by Youngquist, and Doe showing his goal scoring ability. He didn't put a ton on the ball. He didn't have to, but he tried to go for that back post, and Youngquist with his size made the save.
Trying to get Youngquist to move to his right in the kick. Targeting that lower 90 in the opposite post, far post. Nice save by Youngquist, but back again. Here comes Doe. Trying to get some separation. Good defensive play for Anoka there. Kick that free. Doe was getting ready to pull the trigger on another shot.
Yeah, too much space they gave him right there.
Well, and Pete, since you mentioned that corner and that set piece by Anoka, Champlin Park almost took advantage of that corner kick and that transition out of that formation. And since then, it almost feels like the Rebels are kind of getting into their flow of play, kind of their brand. They get it now. A little give and go back inside the 18. Ibarra that time was hustling to try to seal that off, but on the far side now, here come the Rebels.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Joe. Ever since that botched corner kick, here comes Anoka.
Now try to pressure back, making a run.
Freshman to freshman.
Deflected back. Now trying from the 18 here. A shot, good corner, good block. You get to the keeper, just wanted to get squared up on it. And Evan Martin moved his feet, squared up on that one hop, and took it off the chest, caught it in the air, and outlet it quickly out, back out.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. He got the ball right away. He outletted it. There's nobody over there on that left side for Anoka, and Champlin Park's able to control the ball again here.
And plus, if you're kicking into that win, as Anoka was, you'd see some knuckle, not only a bend, but maybe a knuckle on that ball as well. So a lot of keepers will just try to catch it with the hands. He wanted to use that body. Good save there for the junior. Anoka trying to add some additional shots here before the end of the half as we
just south of 12 minutes to go in the opening half of this match. Boys high school soccer, just a few games remaining for both of these teams after tonight's matchup. High school season goes by quickly in Minnesota.
It sure does. The regular season's like 8 weeks, and you don't
Yes.
play any games the first 2 weeks, so you have a 16-game schedule in 6 weeks.
Plenty of fresh room and space here. Trying to hit it through. Almost connecting there, a chance there. For the Rebels. He's going to get a look here. Doe splits, unleashes a shot to deflection through the goal box. And get in there first as Anoka to try to control and move it upfield. They do. Good conversion to get it out. On the transition back up as Doe put a hard shot on and it pinballed its way through that goal box. And Anoka had to take a little relief breath there. But I like, Pete, how they got to that ball and 2 quick passes and they were up near the 50-yard line midfield again.
It's total different styles of play here. Anoka very, very direct, and Champlin Park very passive with the ball, set up plays, and you know, both of them are good systems, but the way Anoka plays, it's let's go, let's get the ball, let's go, let's not make mistakes in our own end, and Champlin very confident in their own end.
There's some activity near the goal. Martin, you can tell he kind of owns that box, just by the way he conducts himself and leads. One of those secrets of a good keeper is being able to own that goal box but also communicate. So Doe here trying to get some speed and space against the defender. He's got both now, moving in the zone. Doe had it momentarily, then taken off his foot. Another good defensive play there by Anoka. They stripped him now a couple of times here in the first half as he was inside the 18 trying to cross him over.
Yeah, Justice Alquist right there with the ninth play, and the most impressive thing is after he made the play, he took his time, made a nice pass.
Anoka trying to counter. Trying to apply a little pressure here. Deflected back, and now they look for the numbers on this run upfield. They put it on the foot of Doe. Doe, good upper body strength. You can see the strength he has. Drops it back for a teammate. Sends it into the 18 and deflects out. A good battle there. Trying to get at it also was Avery. Here's a through ball. Beautiful pass right on the foot of the Anoka player. He goes down. That was Blanchard, who has 5 goals, 3 assists. That was a beautiful pass, Pete, to ignite that rush upfield.
Yeah, and he's a big physical player. Got knocked down on that play, so good defending by Champlin Park. Ball goes out of bounds, and Champlin Park will get possession back. Anoka needs to mark up here now and try to lock him in.
Lester Arthur returns back in, as does Carter. There's Carver Hadlock.
That's very important, I think. You know, Anoka being the underdog for Clint Sewell's team is to come out of this half at 0-0. Don't let Champlin Park get that lead, playing such a good first half for Anoka, and next half they'll have the wind.
Lofted pass up top. Rebound comes out. It's kick to the 18, not much further beyond that. Trying to settle the ball. Now leave a left foot kick. And crossing there near the top of the box, and it's deflected back out.
I think we get a PK here.
We are going to get a PK.
Must have been a handball, Joe. Oh, this is big right here for Anoka. If they could, oh, he's calling a push in the box. Danny Botko is going to take the shot for Anoka. So big point in this game for both of these teams. 0-0 with just about 8 minutes remaining.
Botko with 3 goals and 8 assists on the season. I bet he goes lower left. What do you think? Lower left.
Lower left, huh? All right, I'm going to go lower right.
All right, here comes Botko. He approaches. He goes.
He went right down the middle.
He did. If he would have stood still, he would have had it. But he was going, anticipating a move, and a 1-0 lead on the penalty kick goal, and successful one at that for Botko. Daniel Botko picks up his 4th goal of the season. And Anoka has taken a 1-0 lead with 8:03 to go. 8:03, as you can see. It was almost like a changeup, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It looked like
Goaltender
he was committing more to the goalie's right. He moved right and he put it not right down the middle, but we are at 7:45 now to go here is in the first half. We're getting a look now as the Rebels quickly try to counter. And you can never tell what's going to happen inside that box when a push, a nudge, a handball. And right now Anoka has jumped out to a 1-0 lead here in the first half. Team 6-5 just collected the 30th goal of the season.
Well, I was saying it was important, Joe, to come out of here at least tied. Well, he couldn't ask for anything more for Anoka right now, but still 7 minutes. We'll see if this pushes the pace here for Champlin Park.
Anoka playing into the wind here this first half. Abby here gets it up ahead. Moves it along. That's the Botko. Side foot kick here. Boy, some physical play hopping on that back with Blanchard trying to get possession. And now it's a chance on a long through ball that just will not. It's almost like a stretch pass in hockey. As that didn't quite make it through, not enough deal. You can see a sense of urgency now from the Rebels coming back to get involved. Brian Avery. And down the line, just unable to track it on that attempt there by number 8, Avalon. And then not to say that the only goal scoring goes through Sylvester Doe for the Rebels. They certainly have other guys who can score. Avery has 7 goals, 4 assists this season.
Yeah, Doe's out of the game right now. He has been for the last 5 minutes.
Havlicek has 3 goals, 5 assists. Shot, oh my goodness.
Yeah, there was a good opportunity right there. Anoka moving the ball on that counter attack to Danny Botko. That would have been a big one. And then just missing on the far post for Anoka was number 12, Tristan McGowan, the freshman. Could have gave Anoka a 2-0 lead.
What a lift that would have been. 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. You're seeing Anoka jump out to a 1-0 lead. That was on a penalty kick. Through by Botko. Botko's 4th goal of the season. Some contact there. Ball is going to be awarded to Anoka. And the free kick. A little slow to get up. And here's a look at the last attempt for Anoka. Just sent that going for that far post and missed by a sliver. Wow.
Missed by a sliver and missed the guy going to the far post by a sliver. Yeah. So a good scoring opportunity for Anoka, one of the better ones, and Champlin Park's had a couple good ones in this game too. Very evenly played game. The only difference is a penalty kick.
Alquist on that free kick for Anoka, then it's deflected. Play throw in for the Rebels, and this one's lofted high. Khalil wants to get involved. Long over there is Blanchard. Reversing the field. Nice defensive play there for the Rebels. They try to stay strong on that ball. We're going to have a whistle, and I think this is going to be on Anoka.
Yeah, he was ready to blow the whistle, but then it was advantage Champlin Park, and then he got kind of nicked him again and finally blew the whistle and giving Champlin Park a free kick.
Moving it up quickly here and trying to convert. Pass inside, way beyond the 18. Deflected just inside the 18. Anoka now works it back out. This is Abby.
This is when Anoka has to be really careful pretty much the rest of the game, because if there's any kind of foul at all near that box area, officials usually try to even it up. So they need to be real smart in that box area.
Blanchard tried to get around the defense of the Rebels and he was out. The official Blanchard argued a bit, but plays back in. You can't argue long at all in soccer. Quick throw in, and they'll keep that ball moving. Now, top of the goal box, the Rebels lift it out. Doe still on the bench. Kambang Song-Soo with it now, 42. Nice pass, drop to the top. A left foot shot coming over and making a block, throwing his body in front there was number 3 for Anoka.
Adam Reachel. Anoka's has had a couple of nice blocks by their defenders in the box area.
42 for the Rebels. Kambang Suk had a beautiful setup that time. Put it right at the top of the box. Shot attempts by Blockett.
There's a good opportunity right there by Champlin Park, and a header just going wide.
Yeah.
Now, most of their good chances, Joe, have been on headers. They've had 3 really good opportunities on headers.
Here's this one playing again. You guys saw that header again. It came in, nice attempt, just wide. As we are at 2 minutes, just under 2 to play now here in the first half, and Anoka with the 1-0 lead on the penalty kick. So they have been playing pretty even here with the Rebels. The Rebels, a team that can put up some goals, 34 in the season. And a team extremely stingy defensively. They've just given up 8.
Yeah, this is a long ways from over, Joe, that's for sure.
Working that far side, trying to get a gap. There's some spacing over there. There's Anoka back out to Abby, and that'll roll up. Deflected out. So a throw in here for Anoka. 1:05 to go in this first half. A competitive match. Seeing some pure speed and athleticism here in this first half. Anoka with that 1-0 lead. This one, they miss on the header. It bounces near the keeper. And a shot right on. There to make the save was Evan Martin in the right spot, good position.
Andrew Clocker getting an opportunity for Anoka. It's just under a minute to play here in the first half.
Now we're at 30 seconds. The Rebels trying to grab, settle the ball maybe, and try to get one unleashed shot here before the end of the half. Working the far side of the field now. The Rebels. Looks to be Lester Arthur. Running over and trying to hold his Blockett. Blockett battling there and finally sent beyond midfield and now into the Rebels' end. A race here ensues, and it's going to be controlled by the Rebels, and we are at the end of the first half. 1-0 lead here for Anoka over the Champlin Park Rebels. Pete, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, like I said earlier, it's 2 different teams, and Anoka couldn't have asked for a better first half. Getting some opportunities on the counterattack, scoring on a penalty kick. Champlin Park needs to just keep working because they've had numerous opportunities to score here, and we're in for a really good second half.
Joe Rulin along with Pete Hayes and a triangular crew here on cameras led by Trinity. And we are at the half, 1-0. Lead for the Anoka Tornadoes over the Champlin Park Rebels. Will return for the second half of this matinee game coming your way here in just a moment.
Welcome to At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our area high school sports. I'm your host, Lauren Youngquist. The Huskies look to capitalize on their team's overall experience and progress of their success in recent years. Let's head out to Andover High School to check in with the team.
We have great kids, and so that's a consistency from year to year. This year on our girls' side, we have a very large contingent of seniors. And so we have a great leadership group and kids that have worked very hard, and they're going to be successful. So that makes it fun as a coach when you have a team that's going to be competitive and kids that have really bought in and work hard and enjoy that process of getting better. Our boys' side, we lost a couple of great runners and leaders. but we're a pretty deep team, and we feel we're going to be probably even more competitive than we were last year.
We lost one senior last year, however she was injured for most of the year, so we're not losing much on that aspect. We do have a lot of new people coming in, which is very good to see just because it helps us build numbers and that helps us train more. But I think we're looking pretty good this year, and it's basically the same as last year.
Yeah, definitely not losing a lot of seniors help because we're kind of just going into the next season with the same team dynamic, but we're all training better now.
Like sometimes you base yourself off of other people on your team, but it's kind of just go out and do your best.
Yeah, and you're out there for the whole time, as in like other sports, you have time for breaks and to think about stuff, but when you're running, there's no time to stop and think about what you're doing, you just have to keep going.
Also, a lot of people coming in have said that the support on the team is incredible, whether it's coming from racing to workouts, just the support we have and how we're like a family, I think really sets us apart from other sports.
Yeah, the team aspect and the individual part is definitely something that makes it unique. Going out there and you're trying to beat yourself every time, it's different than a lot of other sports. And also, while you're out there, it's not only about you, it's just you're racing for your team and trying to better yourself.
Also one of those things that everybody knows is healthy for you. And so you're learning an athletic event that is going to benefit you for years to come. And so I think there's some satisfaction in that as well. They know they're going to be able to run when they get older. They know that they're going to know what to do properly. And so all of those kind of feed into being unique and a lifelong sport.
We sat down with Macy and Grace from the Anoka Tornadoes tennis team to get a unique perspective on the team's personality. Let's head out on the court to learn more.
What could you not live without?
It really could. I have two dogs. The answer was family, but that was my close second actually. So, who on the team has the most screen time? He said Aaliyah, and that could be a possibility because it's Aaliyah. I don't know. She's always on TikTok. But it also could be Paige because he's old, so you know. He loves, yeah, for sure. Oh my god. I don't you put Aurora. I don't think it's Aurora because I don't think she's on her phone that much. And I don't think it's Kaylin because even though she's on her phone, I don't think she does much. Because my final answer is Aaliyah. Oh, shit. Who has the best fashion sense? A is Hayes, and I mean his matching red outfit is pretty fire today, but I don't think it's him. B is Cammy. I'm just gonna say I don't think it's Cammy either. C is Sophie, which I think is probably the close second, but I'm gonna go with Joey as my final answer because Joey is always dripping in his clothes. I did Sophie. Okay, all right. My answer was Sophie, but close. Who is the best table tennis player? A is Coach Grace, which, you know, that's a possible answer because Grace is pretty good at most things she does, I think. B is Allie. I think it's not Allie because she's only 12, so she doesn't have experience. C is me, and I think it's me because I'm insane at table tennis. And D is Lexi. I don't think it's Lexi just because I think it's me. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Cool.
The Rebels have an extensive depth on their girls swimming team. They are excited and driven to help each other reach success. We dove in to figure out how the Rebels look to compete in their 2022 season.
Yeah, so we only had a few seniors last year. Our senior class this year is actually the largest. We came in with about 25 starting in 7th grade, 25 in our class, and I think we're down to less than that, around 15, just because of other sports, people are busy. But we still have the largest class. We do have a lot of new girls though.
This year, a lot of our team, like a third of our team are middle schoolers, so it's a lot of underclassmen and younger girls, so that's a lot different, but it's still a really strong team. We've always had a really deep team. Instead of like one-star swimmer, we have a good lineup of intermediate, and it works out really well for us. We try to do as many activities as we can and lots of games to get to know each other. And then sometimes we'll do like big sister, little sister, so we'll match an upperclassman with a younger girl to walk through meets and practices and just kind of get situated with the team.
Last year we recovered a little bit. It was a transition year for everyone, getting back to pre-COVID workout habits. But this year already, you know, we're only 2.5 weeks in, and I can already tell that there's a major mental shift and more positive energy throughout this team. We seem to be more unified already, which I think sets a good example for the rest of the year to come.
Yeah, so swimming is an individual sport in general, but the way it works, you do individual races, so you race and you're racing for your own time, certain times get you letter, certain times it gets you to go to certain competitions like sections or state. But at the same time, when you get a certain place, you score points for a team, and it's really the team points that matter at the end of the meet to see who wins, and that places you in the conference.
It is a very individual sport, but at the same time it's a team sport, which is hard for people to wrap their mind around. But that's what I like about it, is you can compete as yourself and against the score or against the time, and as long as you are improving on your time, you're winning that day. You don't need to beat the person next to you, just focus on you. That's what I tell my athletes, focus on you. You aren't always racing the person next to you. As long as you can improve, you won that day. As a team sport, it's a lot of fun because you never know who's gonna be scoring points for your team that day. Someone might have a swim of a lifetime, and it's very fun for a whole team. It's fun for the coaches to see that. It's like, where did that come from? Is there more of that in there?
That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to keep up to date with all your local sports coverages by liking and subscribing to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back for a second half start of this match, and what a match it's been. It's a 1-0 lead for Anoka over Champlin Park. The Rebels come in at 7-2. The lone goal, a penalty kick was scored by Daniel Bacto. That's the difference so far. We'll get a look here quick at the standings in the Northwest Suburban. Andover currently has that lead, and they're at 7-0-1. Maple Grove also with the same record. We got Robbinsdale, Armstrong, Spring Lake Park following up with Champlin Park and Anoka. There's a quick snap look at the Northwest Suburban Conference as play is underway here. It's started here, the second half. Joe Rulin along with Pete Hayes Of course, a 3-time winner of the state tourney in boys high school soccer. And on the move are the Rebels as they gain some juice. Here comes the old so dangerous. A shot here, goal, tied it up. Oh, wow, he blistered it, snapped it, settled that ball, and Sylvester Dole goes on a beautiful run and so quick to tie this up at 1 apiece. His 22nd goal of the game.
Well, it's hard to hold him down. That's 22 goals, and it was one-on-one against Caden Hernandez. Gave him a little bit too much space, and he knew what to do with it as soon as he got that opportunity. And all of a sudden, right off the face-off, we're at 1-1, and we have a new game.
Boy, I tell you, it took no time. They had a mission when they came in. And the funny thing about it, Pete, well, you and I were going to talk strategy. Do you make any strategy changes this early, or do you continue playing the way you were going? We can go right into that piece because it falls right into what you were going to say from a strategy standpoint.
Yeah, you know, if you're Champlin Park, you don't switch. And here's another look at the goal here. One-on-one, gave him a little bit too much space. And, you know, he took him to his left. And I guess if you don't know if he's a left footer or a right footer, kid who has 22 goals probably can shoot it with both feet pretty well. Now, Anoka's got to make sure that they keep the pressure up, don't get their heads down. It's a 1-1 game. You got a 38-minute game to go here. But to kind of talk about what you were saying before, I usually didn't try to make any changes if I was down 1-0 until probably the 15-minute mark, and then probably look at putting a little bit more pressure up front and pushing another forward up front, because if they score another one, it doesn't make a difference anyway if you don't score one yourself.
Sylvester Doe with his 22nd goal of the season tries to in the goal box, and that was just disrupted and sent to the side of the net. They almost doubled up on their goal output here in a matter of about 2 minutes. 38-15 to go here in this match, and just 30 seconds in to start the second half, it was Sylvester Doe with his 22nd goal of the season. Coach Hicks convinced that kid should be probably player of the year in the state of Minnesota. And he's not even one of their top players from last year, a junior. Leo Connolly is playing with the United this season.
Well, Doe's got to watch out there. Came in and pushed the Anoka player. Probably not the smartest idea, but then the Anoka player pushed him back. You know, probably not very smart either, but tell you what, you don't want Doe going off the field, and that's what he has to do right now.
Did they give him a yellow?
I believe they both got yellows.
Yes, you're right. They did.
You know, and they can ill afford, I don't know when that Maple Grove game's coming up for them, but they cannot afford not having him on the field.
Champlin Park had a tough loss, I should say, early on to Maple Grove. Earlier this year, a 3-2 loss. But come section time, it's probable that those two teams could meet in the section finals, perhaps, if not earlier. But you're right, Pete. You got to keep that cool and keep your head on you. And this is a chance now here. As you mentioned both players. I didn't see the Anoka player who got the yellow.
I think it was Landon Haben. 16 for Anoka.
So there we go. We're tied at 1 apiece. You can see here's a look right here as both players went up. That was definitely a push and a nudge back.
Yeah, so good job by the official giving them both the yellow card. They both deserved it.
Drop pass there is a no look, put right on the foot of the Rebels defender. They try to move their way back up. Caleb Ibata, there defensively, number 4.
You know, Anoka, they'll take that all day long because you get the top player off for Champlin. Plus, you chop up the game a little bit since the momentum switched to Champlin Park real quick.
Shot from just beyond the 18 on the ground. That was going for a low 90 opportunity or for some sort of deflection. That's just wide. And it'll be a penalty kick taken by Evan Martin. He'll send it over. Far side to the back 4. You mentioned, Pete, in that first half, you saw Champlin Park not hesitant to use their defenders.
Well, I think that's the first time I've seen them bypass their midfield. Usually they go defense to mid and link things together, and right there they bypassed it right up to the forward. You might see a little bit of that as a strategy change this second half.
Coming way out of the box, unleashing a kick. Time was Evan Martin. Almost like he said, enough. I'm taking this thing down there. Now Anoka controls. And they move it down the near line here. Chance to try and get some gap and spaces. Blanchard now on the near side. Just getting a little too far away and out of reach of Fosseling that time, the freshman. You mentioned, Pete, there's 4 freshmen playing here for this Anoka squad.
Yeah, Charlie Fosseling, he played last year in the 9th grade team as an 8th grader and scored 32 goals. So he's a kid who's going to score some goals for Anoka, and he gives them he's like the Energizer Bunny out there. He just goes, goes, goes. Perfect guy that you can sub in as a forward.
You saw a look at the Northwest Suburban Conference. Andover 8-0-1, Maple Grove 8-1-0. Robbinsdale Armstrong 7-1, Champlin Park 7-2. Anoka is at 5-4 after their 9-1 win over Elk River. There's a throw to the ground, and they'll whistle that down as Anoka's number 10, Wilinski, gets back up.
You know, I was thinking Maple Grove and Champlin, they've already played. The Maple Grove and Andover have not played. So that's going to be the conference championship right there unless one of them slips up.
Free kick here. Perched down near the goal box, and now a couple of headers. Now coming out of these here. Taking control of that box. There's the keeper, Evan Martin.
Okay, Haben's back in the game for Anoka. I don't see Doe back in there yet for Champlin Park.
From time to time, it's not uncommon for a run here to the box coming out. Youngquist diffuses that scoring opportunity. Coming up, I was going to say, Coach Hicks, it's not uncommon for him to split time with his goalies. I was making sure it was still 0. Evan Martin as the keeper here for the Rebels. It is. Otherwise, sometimes Logan Miller, a senior, also splits time. Right now, they're sticking with Martin. Ibarra here moves it up. Nice footwork, good takeaway on the transition. Arthur along the line as it deflected and a throw-in. Coming the way now of Ibrahim. Ibrahim now trying to scissors and manipulate their way through here. Rebels.
That was a slick little move there by
I've seen that a couple of those moves by Ibarra. Some quick burst moves and good footwork. Now sends it to the corner. And up here is going to unleash a shot. Stepping into that. The Rebels just missing. Nice save to hold the line. Down by Arthur. Ibrahim. Back around, rotating the field. Rotating the possession here. Sending it down low, just out of the box. Now coming in, a good shot, and just wide of the mark. Good passing. A lot of great one-touch passing that time for the Rebels. And they unleashed a good scoring opportunity. Had some pressure, but just missed the net.
Yeah, just when you think Anoka's getting control back of the game, Champlin Park goes on a great rush. About 4 or 5 nice passes and a great opportunity to score there for the Rebels.
Post and put it down low, and side there pulling the trigger was Brian Avery, who just missed the mark. You can tell right now the flow of the game and the momentum seems to be favoring the Rebels, at least for the time being.
Yeah, absolutely, getting that goal early. All the mole came back to Champlin Park. Here he comes again.
Back on the field after the yellow is Doe, deflected. Now trying to regain it back is Avery. Keep in mind, Avery with 7 goals this season. Moving around is Now with it, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, top of the box, gets around, deflects, pinballs around, now sets up a teammate. Arthur right there on the doorstep and trying to sliver it by. The goalie, Youngquist, and Youngquist settles that ball and in control. And again, more pressure for the Rebels. They're coming in waves.
Nice job by the young goalkeeper for Anoka, not hesitating, going out and grabbing onto that one and taking care of any Champlin Park opportunity.
Approaching the 30-minute mark. Remaining here in the second half. It's been full activity here.
Here's a look at that nice little 1-2 by Champlin Park here.
Ibrahim there with a good chance. And I'll tell you, Avery's had a couple of good scoring chances and looks here already near the top of the goalie box a couple of times, but unable to convert. Youngquist has been tested, and he's staying stingy in defense. He came in with the goals against Youngquist of 1.92, a save percentage of .760. On the run, they've got the numbers. Sending it to Doe. Sylvester Doe, far side. Maneuvers around the defense, tries to center it over the top of the goal. What a beautiful setup that time. And just chipped it across, a good crossing attempt, and then just trying to chip it in. Well, the Rebels, and that went over the top of the goal.
Yeah, well, nice play by Doe right there. Here's another look at it coming down that right side. Knocks it across. I always used to tell him, just run the doggone ball into the net. You know, just trap it, and you don't have to kick it, just run it in there.
Yes, and that's Avery, and Avery's going to have nightmares. It's a third quality scoring opportunity for Brian Avery here in the second half. Wow. But you're right, just any way to kind of trap it and maneuver it. Here come on the move is a blistering shot through the uprights and over top of the crossbar. That is by Doe again, Sylvester Doe.
Well, Doe's here to play in the second half. He needs to do that for 2 halves, but he sure has come here in the second half, and he's the most dominant player on the field right now for both teams, and it puts Champlin Park right back into the game with an early goal, and he's going for more.
Yeah, the energy is contagious, as you're right. Doe has brought that momentum and that tempo here in the second half, as he scored just 30 seconds in to the second half to tie it up and collect his 22nd goal of the season. Here comes Anoka.
Somebody's got to step.
One stepping just yet to the 18, trying to get the spacing. Nicely poked away there, but it goes right onto the foot of Wilinski.
Not a real good touch there by Wilinski. He would have had a good opportunity. Good step up by Haben.
Jumping here, Haben with a kind of a quasi shot pass. Maybe somebody was cutting in on that far side as he shot it towards that far post. Easy there to gather it in. It was for Martin, and they'll move it upfield. You can see the Rebels here rotating the field, and the possession now to the near side. Started on the far side. Here they come up the field and trying to get a space. They have just enough for Doe. Doe gets around the goalie, and he perches it in and past Youngquist, who came out way out by the 18. Good footwork. He tampered that shot and that pass, and all he did was stay cool, calm, and put it into the open part of the net towards that far post. Second goal of the night for Sylvester Doe, his 23rd of the season.
Well, a really nice through ball there by Champlin Park. Then Youngquist made the mistake of coming out, not knowing whether he could get to it or not, and when Doe saw that, he just deposited it in the back of the net, and the Rebels are taking over. Here's another look at it. Great ball to him, but Youngquist was right out at the top of the box, and if you're going to go out there, you got to make sure that you're going to get the ball, otherwise you got to stay put.
I wasn't sure. It looked like maybe he thought that Doe was going to just burst by the defender. They were pretty even by the time he made his move out there. And I think when he came out, he may have disrupted the defender a bit, who kind of peeled off, and then that gave Sylvester Doe an opportunity to take a couple extra strides, hold possession on that ball. I mean, he's settled that ball and tempered it extremely well, tampered it there, and was able to work it like a surgeon. Very precision-like. 23 goals on the season. Here come the Rebels. Another run. Nice shot that time. Youngquist comes out and makes that save, deflects high in the air. And another opportunity there for Brian Avery.
Looks like Anoka's made a couple of substitutions. Good thing to do at this time after that last group giving up a couple of goals.
Ibrahim now with it. Near side. Trying to drop pass it back over to Arthur. Lester Arthur. Now put on the foot there of Joseph Seth. Seth sends it cross field as they rotate the field in possession here. To the far side to Diego Collin. Pass that just got away off the foot of a Rebels player, picked up by Anoka on the transition. 25 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in the second half. And Anoka jumped out to a 1-0 lead on a penalty kick goal. And that was tallied by Botko. That was Botko's 4th goal of the season. That goal came about 10 minutes left in that first half. But the Rebels have come out and answered twice. In fact, answered both times by probably the player of the year in the state of Minnesota, Sylvester Doe, who picked up goals 22 and 23. And it's amazing to watch his explosion, but also how quickly he can settle that ball. The good touch. And just, it's almost like he just waits for the opportunity to burst and blast by a defender.
Well,
create that space.
He's a man out there. You know, he's very physical. He can run. Yeah, he's a good player. I'd like to see players that are better.
Havelek making a run now. He chipped over the head of the defenders, and they're going to call it offside, I believe.
Yeah, I think the forward came back when the ball was being played, so an offside's there. Anoka's settled it down here a little bit and had an opportunity down there after that second goal. So they just need to keep playing their game. They got 25 minutes left. Now those shoes on the other foot with Coach Sewell, and whether he'll make an adjustment or not with them down 2-1 here a little bit later on in the game if they can keep it at 2-1.
Avery now trying to run it down the line, and it's knocked off of his foot, and a throw-in will come the way now. Anoka and Haven. Sent back again, and keep in mind Anoka has the wind at their back here in the second half. The ironic piece is all the goals have come going towards the wind and into the wind for both teams. Avery, nice job settling that ball, but just behind on a pass he was trying to connect with Arthur. Throw in here for Anoka. Pitched it by Abby. What an attempt at a pass on that, but Anoka still in control. They have the possession. They're only down by 1 goal, 2-1. They led at 1-0, and 2 unanswered goals here in the second half have given the Rebels the 2-1 lead. Chipped ahead, not quite toward the 18, redirected back out by Seth. And Arthur now tries to pick it up for the Rebels. Deflected. Good traffic and good effort there by Hunter Saunders. As you mentioned, Pete, good to have Saunders back for this Anoka team.
Yeah, he's a senior and a kid who really wants to play. Like I said, he's physical in the middle of the field. And nice play right there by Hunter.
Rotating it to the near side. Ibrahim sends it back over now to Poston. Chase Poston. Up ahead, just missed on the pass to Ibada. Throw it for Anoka. Ahead, controlled with the body, now chipped down. This will be a throw-in for the Rebels. Just when it looked like Anoka was getting a little shift going, a little momentum swing. The Rebels on the throw-in. And as you mentioned, they're not afraid to reverse field. And reverse the side.
They do it a lot. And that's a great trait in soccer, is to be able to switch the field.
But even on that reverse, it's quick. And it's a burst. It's a one touch. It's not a hold on and take a long kick over. You can see their discipline is a lot of the one touch pass. If it was fishing, I'd call it catch and release. Down the side. They're trying to get some more spacing and maybe set up a teammate. Nicely played defensively there by Anoka. And the fact that it didn't go out, he was able to walk that line. But again, controlling. The Rebels doing a great job of trapping, controlling. Long kick into the box and just over the top of the goal. That was dangerous.
You know, a good idea for Anoka too is let's play balls quickly. No, Joe, when the ball's out of bounds, let's go. Let's get to it. Let's go. Let's get the ball forward. Same thing on free kicks. Let's put it down. Let's go and see if you can catch Champlin Park off guard a little bit, because right now Champlin Park's controlling this game, and you got to try to get any kind of break that you can.
Rolling it back in here. Next game, by the way, for Anoka is going to be on Thursday as they host Park Center. The next game for Champlin Park. I'll get that for you in a minute. I know that the season ends for Champlin Park on October 6th. Versus Robbinsdale Armstrong. As we'll show you shortly. Class 3A rankings moving in again and moved off the ball with a nudge. And is there going to be a call there? No.
There was another one of those tweener balls right there where Youngquist had to make up his mind whether to stay in or stay back, and Doe ran right by Hernandez and almost put another one in, and Youngquist was caught out there in no man's land. But here's another look at it. Or I guess we just did look at it. I look at my screen right away here. And I think they called an offsides on that, so Anoka will get a free kick just outside the football 20-yard line. Justice Alquist will take the kick for Anoka. He does most of the free kicks for Anoka. Very skilled player. Comes from a long line of Alquist playing in the Anoka program. His dad played for me in the 90s. Good player at Anoka.
Well, once we start talking about a player who played for you, and once you start hearing about grandkids that are on the field of the guy who played for you, now we'll know just what a legend.
No, we'll know how old I am, is what we'll find out.
A couple of great coaches out here. And Clint Sewell, along with Sue for Anoka in his 5th season, and Brady Hicks. Very experienced coach with some Anoka Ramsey, both the boys and girls program, women and men college programs, and extensive experience in coaching in premier levels as well for Champlin Park. We kind of talked about it too. It's about a game of really adjustments there. You see a player down, slow to get up, but we're looking at 18 minutes, 30 seconds to go. And you have to try to kind of feel, when do we start making some of these strategy changes? Some coaches just say, hey, we play our game. We're going to stay our game.
That's most.
And that to me is sometimes an answer we're not sure exactly what to transition to.
You know, I was never one of those guys who, okay, well, we lost to a really good team 2-1. You know, if they scored some goals, and if Anoka pushes somebody else up, they got to put Landon Haben on Doe and mark him man on man, have that sweeper available to help out if he needs to. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Sewell push someone up top. Another play up on top to put some pressure on Champlin.
There's an unleashed left foot kick again. Coach Hicks had mentioned, hey, Doe can move that ball along the right side of the field and then cross over and unleash some really good shots.
You know, everything starts right there on those kicks, those 50-50 balls you got to get to. And right now, Champlin Park's winning those 50-50s, and Anoka's going to need to try to shore that up a little bit and win some of those 50-50s. Here's another look at that one. Left foot shot and almost got it underneath Youngquist, but a nice save by the sophomore goalie for Anoka.
Pete, earlier, it's also during half, we were talking about one of the players that they don't have his jersey, his number on, his number 7, Piero, Piero, who's a foreign exchange student.
Yeah, he's a kid who's come over from Germany, got here a little bit late, but what I've seen of him, he's a very skilled player, and had a kid from Germany named Josh Dobler who helped us win a state championship in 2014, and he was a gamer and scored some really big goals for us. So hopefully Anoka can see a little bit more out of this kid, and he can do some of the same for them.
Staying with Tim Ness in Anoka. They've had a couple of foreign exchange students, and it's good to see it contributing here for Anoka. Here's a run, a chance to tie it up, and a save there, stand away. What a beautiful squared away save. Staying poised to make that save, Evan Martin.
That was a great save right there. That could be a game-saving save. Walensky was in free. I thought he took one too many touches and his angle got a little bit smaller, but what a great pass and a great opportunity for Anoka. Wow, nice save.
He walked in. Good move around the fence, and here's another look as we see how this transpired.
Yeah, I think he took that little extra touch right there, Joe, where he probably should have let it go. His angle would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, he kind of shortened that window. And that's not to say that Evan Martin didn't make a nice save.
Nice save, really nice save.
Other than the penalty kick. And he's had two splendid penalty kick saves this season, has Evan Martin, for the Rebels. Not the only goal he surrendered here thus far tonight has been the penalty kick scored by Anoka with about 10 minutes to go in that first half by Daniel Botko. We are looking at 15 minutes, south of 15 minutes to go here in the second half. A tight 2-1 game, 2 unanswered goals for the Rebels here in the second half. Seth regains it, moves it up along the far line. We're going to get a whistle.
Yeah, I would push somebody right now. 15 minutes left. I'd probably put the little freshman up top there, Charlie Fosslin, to cause some problems, because right now it's 2 Anoka forwards against 4 Champlin defenders. I don't like that math.
Arthur has it, moves it down. He's being shadowed there closely by Alquist for Anoka. Throw in awarded now for the Tornadoes. The Tornadoes come in with that record of 6-5. Champlin Park at 7-2. 2 losses for Champlin Park have come via Maple Grove and Andover. Moving back, another scoring opportunity. Moving in and trying to pull the trigger. Save is made by Youngquist.
Yeah, nice job there by Youngquist. Champlin Park moved right through the neutral part of the field and had a great opportunity to take a 3-1 lead.
There. Flutters high in the air, and for a look here. Just walked in, continued. Usually you get that ball that far away from your foot inside the 18, you don't see it again, but he was reacquainted with the ball, pulled the trigger, and a nice save by Youngquist, who stayed poised in the goal box there to extend.
He had too much time and too much space there, Joe, giving him that opportunity. Nobody stepped to him after he beat the first guy and pushed his way right into the box here and had a great opportunity.
I mentioned the next game for Anoka. They will host Park Center on Thursday. Park Center is actually playing in Andover tonight. The matchup that starts at 7. The next game for Rebels will take place on Thursday. They go against Centennial.
You don't want to sleep on Park Center. They've had some pretty good years.
Good boy, Elijah. Go blue.
Trying to move it in, and now trying to bracket that ball and hold the possession. Here's Rebels. Again, reverse field. Send it back. And now they're going to work it up with Poston. Poston had it there, kicked it back down. Now Ibrahim to Arthur. Arthur making a run, far side of the field, connects. Sylvester Doe with a chance. It was diffused. On that side, I stand corrected, that was Miles. I believe Jackson Miles who was making that run. That was a beautiful pass.
Yeah, that was a great run right there. Went across field. And it looks like we have a foul and we got a free kick. Just outside the box by about 7 yards. Here's another look at.
This is just a great pass on the offside of that foot.
Yep.
Closing that gap defensively. Not allowing Miles to pull the trigger on that shot.
This is a big point in the game right here, Joe. Good scoring opportunity for Champlin Park.
Free kick here. Approach, shot. Goal! Hooks it right inside and bend him like Beckham. Third goal of the night for the Rebels, and this one a left foot kick just inside the near post. Had a nice bend on that, Pete, and for the Rebels, Elijah Ibrahim picks up the goal.
That was a great one. Like I said, it was in a dangerous area. Here's a look. Left-footed shot. Bent it like Beckham, like you said, on that near post. Youngquist made an effort, but he couldn't stop it. You know, it might not be the worst idea right now to get Doe out of the game with the yellow card. You're up by 2 goals. It seems pretty safe. I don't see any need right now, but that's why I'm up here in the booth now. And
well, Pete, you also said you called it because that was kind of a tipping point of the game. Throw in for Anoka here at corner in the front, deflected, loose ball, and a goal is scored.
Well, they're trying to call offsides. I don't know if it's offsides or not. Their hands are up in the air, but I don't think they're going to call offsides. It's a goal.
That ball had pinball around inside the 6. Inside that goal box, redirected a couple of times, and then they just buried it to Anoka.
Well, now you can keep Doe out there. It's 3-2, so.
Well, just as you said, hey, the tipping point of that game was potentially the goal by Ibrahim. He capitalized with a nice hook inside the near point, but.
Well, 2 free kick opportunities, a corner kick and a direct free kick on top of the box. So both teams capitalized. We're right back to where we started, and there's 10 minutes to play. 3-2 Champlin Park.
There was so much confusion and so much activity in that goal box. I'm still trying to get a number because who scored.
Yeah, here's a look at it. And that was a throw-in. That was not a corner kick. That's what we used to do right there.
And
I think it was Prince Abbey.
I think you're right.
Yeah, that is such a dangerous play if you have a guy who can throw it. And it looks like Anoka does have a guy in Walensky.
Yeah, it's a really nice throw.
Yeah, that was right into the center of the box, and Anoka's within 1.
Put it on the doorstep. That was the 4th goal of the season for Prince Abbey. And we are in single digits remaining here in this match. 9 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Trying to get some more spacing as Doe navigating through on the 18. He's knocked down to the ground. Still gets right back up again. And then so there's Anoka commandeering it back to Abbey. Abbey cannot hold possession there. Now it's back to Ibrahim. Right now, as it stands, Elijah Ibrahim probably has the game-winning goal if the score stays at this 3-2. But the trend has been here in the last 5 minutes, an explosion of goals.
Yeah, nice job defensively by Danny Botko there, coming back and helping out. Couldn't connect with that forward. Those forwards got to come back for the ball. They can't all run away from it, come back to the ball. And then we go from there once they get possession of it. But Champlin Park still possessing, and Anoka needs to push on the pressure here.
I love that pass from the back that we just saw. They're from number 4, Caleb Ibarra, as he had a nice hook. And hit his back player there in motion, coming up that far side. Quick touch now, an attempt at a through. It's a header, sent right back out by Anoka. Anoka trying to settle the ball and move it upfield and tie this thing up as we have 8 minutes remaining here in the second half. 1 goal scored in the first half. That by Anoka on a penalty kick. penalty kick goal scored by Daniel Botko, his 4th for the season. Let's take a quick look at the rankings as we have a throw in here. Class 3A, you have Stillwater that has jumped up top along with Wayzata. There you have Andover. They're still undefeated, and they're going tonight against Park Center. Followed by Maple Grove, those two teams, when they clash. It's going to be a great match. Then you got Minnetonka 5th, Edina 6th, followed by Cretan. Robbinsdale Armstrong, they're always in the mix, and a tough team, very physical team. That's 7-2-1, followed by Woodbury and Rochester. Getting ready for a corner kick here.
This is
for
big.
Anoka. This could tie it up. They'll drop it, put it in good hands, but it goes through his gloves, off the crossbar, and
boy, that was a good opportunity right there. Joe went through his hands. I was going to say the sun's right in the goalie's eyes, at least coming from
You're right, it is.
to the right, to the left. He had his hands over his eyes trying to see it. They almost bent that one in right there. They're going to get another opportunity here with Botko on the free kick. This is dangerous.
Gets another look, beautiful hook, looking for somebody on the back door to redirect it from that back side of the net that he goes over the head.
Yeah, too much right there.
Way beyond the bouncing, leaping, trying to climb the ladder heads there, trying to knock that thing down. But, no one on that back side that kind of beat to force that through. So the Rebels are able to avoid surrendering a goal on a couple of corner opportunities there for Anoka. Anoka need to put the pressure right back in. There's 6 minutes remaining. Reverse the call. Now a throw in. Ibrahim on the throw. Battling there with Abby. Abby had it. They called a foul. That will go against the Rebels. Free kick will go the way of Anoka. This has been a great match late afternoon into now the evening. 5.5 remaining. A big free kick boot downfield. Trying to settle here. No avail. Now chip back. Pinching in. Alquist there. And now on the dangerous foot there of Doe. Doe perches it up. Beautiful setup shot over the top. Oh my.
Yeah, nice play there by Doe. Just a nice little pass over the top. Put it right on the foot of number 8, Carter Havlicek.
Oh, here you get another look. He has pitched some dimes, some great assists. And the one that still has avenged us so far has been Brian Avery, who's had 3 golden opportunities to score. Those could have been closing goals, but now what do we have? We have another
corner kick for Anoka with that sun in the eyes of the goalie. So great opportunity. They got to try to cash in. You need a good ball put into that box area, which they do, and they score.
Deflected. Just at the goal box line and burying it back to the net, just off the deflection of the body and in, and that's Tristan McGowan, a freshman. Coach Sewell said in pregame we were chatting, most of our points come from set points.
Well, it was a good ball. When Anoka puts it in the box, they are really dangerous. They've had a couple where they haven't put it in the box, and they don't get any opportunities. But when they have, they've been good, and we're 3-3.
And look at this. I thought maybe it needed to be a little higher, but I'd say it was McGowan who came stormed in, directed it off his body. And those scoring opportunities that the Rebels have had here in the second half have come back to haunt them, to not be able to close and finish a couple of ideal scoring chances. And this is going to be...
You got a free kick for Anoka here in danger territory.
Just outside the 18.
Man, has this game changed, right? When I saying you need to take the big shooter for Champlin Park out, Anoka gets a goal and scores, and now they get another one, and we're all tied up. And they have a great opportunity from about the same position, that actually 5 yards in closer than Champlin had. Let's see what they got up their sleeve here.
Threes are wild. We're tied at 3 with 3 minutes remaining here in the second half. Three of the players here set up for this set play. One over the top, runs wide, and this one did not bend like Beckham.
Yeah, that was not even close.
Off the mark that time, Botko. So we're tied at 3, and it's trending. The play that's trending is that there's no way this goes to overtime. Not with the amount of time and the amount of goals that have been scored in the last 10 minutes of this game. Teams have combined for 4 goals in the last 10 minutes.
Anoka on 2 corner kicks, Champlin Park on a free kick, so they have definitely been big portions of this game, the set pieces.
This is not lack action. Good up and down. Strategic play by both of these teams, and we're knotted at 3 now with 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. A long free kick is near the top of the goal box, and it's headed back out, and also dangerous.
Yeah, this is what you don't want, one-on-one.
24 goals on the season.
Now 2-on-2.
And with possession, Sylvester, go, yes, go with the winner! Go with a hat trick! He drilled it to the back of the net in the upper 90. Sylvester Doe with 25 goals on the season, his 3rd tonight, and what could be the difference maker with 1:58 to go in this match.
Well, it's just like I said, you cannot have him back there one-on-one, and that's what he was. He was against Hernandez. Ball came out. You need to front him and back him. You cannot get a guy like that kind of space, one-on-one right here.
And look, he knew where he was going to go with that ball. Kept it to that left side, that left foot, and just snapped off a laser.
Well, you made the call. You said we're not going to overtime. What a game. It might not be over yet.
You're right. They could probably get 2 goals in yet here with 90 seconds left. The Rebels were down 1-0 when we started the second half, but it only took 30 seconds for Doe to come up with his first goal of the game and tie it up. Both teams combined now for 6 goals in the second half. And as we have 1:14 and counting remaining. Wow.
Yeah, and Champlin Park giving up, what did you say, Joe, 7 goals all year long. They've given up 3 here to Anoka.
Boy, that corner to tie it was a power move by that freshman McGowan, Kristen McGowan. He came in to tie it up at 3-3. All Sylvester Doe needed was a hiccup. Just that little space, and he got it. And he burst into the 18 and by the defenders and snapped off right now. It appears to be the game-winning goal here, 4-3, with 30 seconds left. The Rebels kind of guiding that ball all the way out, and it'll be a goal kick here for the Rebels, and the Rebels have had an outstanding second half, putting up 4 goals, 3 of which by Sylvester Doe, who now has 24 goals on the season. That is game. What a match. What an outstanding play by both squads. Both tenacious play. They're both resilient. Came back from deficits, tied it up late in the game. And then the difference maker, everyone you're watching for, and it was the difference maker himself, the game changer, Sylvester Doe, with 3 goals. His 3rd one came with 1:45 left in the second half to give the Rebels a 4-3 win. Wow, what action.
Yeah, that really was something. And Doe came out with some purpose in that second half, and he took over the game. You know, I guess the positive for Anoka is they stuck right in there with a high-powered team. Got to tighten up a little on defense, got a couple of good corner kicks. So I think Coach Sewell, you know, if you can take anything away from it, is that his kids played hard and stuck right in there and almost had a great comeback. And if you're Champlin Park, you know, you want to tighten up that defense a little bit, and you keep riding 21.
Well, on that night, they win by a 4-3 margin. They now have scored 38 goals on the season, surrendered a total of 10 for the Rebels. Champlin Park Rebels move to 8-2 on the season. They take on Centennial on Thursday. Meanwhile, for Anoka moves to 500 at 6-6, and they will play host to Park Center on Thursday. Fabulous display of hockey talent and explosive play. Happy to bring it to you. This is a double feature. This is just the first, and now the second feature coming to you, girls high school hockey, Champlin Park and Anoka. I want to thank everyone for all of it. The camera, Trinity and the crew, along with Ryan back at the studio. Joe Rulin along with Pete Hayes. It's a 4-3 win for the Rebels over Anoka. Had herself a major league evening at a minor league price.